Over the course of the past year, I've documented a wide variety of Jessica Baker creative events. In our time working together, I've always noticed a very common theme. Jessica is a big believer that her relationship with her vendors, clients, and peers is unmatched. For this reason, I've decided to put that to the test. So Jess, we actually brought in a lot of your vendors and we sat them down and we asked them a couple questions.
Oh, me? You want the whole story?
Oh, just go?
Yeah. Go.
Oh.
About me?
Of course, yeah.
How? By doing what?
We sat down with some of the key members Jessica works with and asked them a series of questions about their relationship with them. And we want to hear from you what you think that they said about you.
Fun. Okay.
You have to guess.
All right. I'm not afraid. Go. Go.
Oh my gosh.
This is a heavy question. It's a heavy question. What is it like working with Jess?
Well, first of all, I love working with Jessica. She is incredible.
I've known Jessica Baker for now, which seems like 20 some odd years.
Under a decade, maybe a decade.
Started with Jessica in high school.
I love Jess. I have known Jess for a very long time.
Since I was 14, a decade at least.
It's been amazing.
I've worked with Jess in a magnitude of ways, in a variety of different relationships, all of them amazing.
From start to finish, just by your side the whole time, amazing ideas, listens to what you want to do, she makes it happen. She's just been hand-holding the whole time. It's been incredible.
It's never boring. I think that's the best way to put it. The amount of energy that Jessica has in everything that she does, even if it's just a 30-second conversation, is extremely powerful, extremely passionate.
She's been one of my biggest supporters of making sure people know that there's another option out there. And I think for me, more than anything, it's been really encouraging to know that there's someone out there that appreciates the work that we do here at JBX. The energy, the talent, the precision is something that someone like Jessica Baker has truly seen and truly be able to appreciate the work that we do on stage.
She just knows what she's doing. So you just feel like you're very much on a good track every time you work together, and she'll always guide you and tell you what's next, making you feel very prepared.
So one of the people that you work with very closely, you've known her for a while, Jen.
Nagy, yeah, okay.
What do you think that she said when we asked her what her relationship with you has been?
Somewhere in any of the questions that you asked her, she called me a nightmare or she called me crazy, 100%. But Jen and I worked together a long time ago and she hated me.
We weren't fast friends. We were really good coworkers, but we were both a little high strung, so we kind of clashed a little at the beginning.
She thought I was the biggest idiot, and over time we ended up becoming idiots together.
And then over time we realized we actually were like really similar and worked very well together. And then our personal relationship really started to bloom, which is the biggest part of our relationship, is how close we are on a personal level. We have an amazing time working together now. I love getting on events with her. When she invites me out, I know it's gonna be handled. I can show up, it's easy, it's fun. I always have a blast working with Jessica.
There's nothing that she could have said about me that she could have actually said like on camera, because some of the stuff is like, you know, not PG-13, but she for sure called me crazy.
She's a little crazy in the absolute best way. Like, I want her as my planner because I know she will lose her mind if something goes wrong and the client never has a clue.
But she also really loves me. It went from like hate to love very fast.
It's amazing to watch, and it's always a great time. I have an amazing time.
What is the funniest moment that you have working with Jess?
I mean, I think it's easier to figure out the times that we're not laughing.
Oh my God, you sat down with my client. I love this client. She's amazing. Diana's so much fun.
Well, this is my second time working with Jessica, so that should tell you something. She did my son's bar mitzvah, and it wasn't even a question. In fact, she's probably the first call that I made.
This is kind of the perfect client to sort of describe the relationship that I usually have with my clients. So she probably talked about, you know, how we laughed. She talked about our phone calls and texts.
10 o'clock at night, being on the phone with her and Michele, patching each other in. She's made this whole process fun, funny, inside jokes. She made those napkins for me. Like, we've had an absolute blast. It doesn't feel like work, it felt like fun.
I'm hoping that she just talked about the fact that we're now friends. And that's really what happens at the end of a relationship. We just become friends.
My funniest moment working with Jess is showing up to an event and she's always freaking out. Everything could be smooth, everything could be going on time, and she's freaking out. And I'm also a very loud person, so the two of us must look like we are always arguing when we are just talking about everything going great.
Funniest moment I've had with Jess At the Science Center, we were working on a bat mitzvah there, and we had like an hour to set up the entire space. And at the time, this was not funny at all, but now we can look back and laugh at it. We were missing the seating chart, and we scoured the entire Science Center. We could not find it anywhere. We ended up dumpster diving, and it was found at the bottom of a dumpster. Had to jump right in and find it. We laughed about it afterwards, and we laugh about it now, but at the time it was really stressful.
There's probably been many funny moments working with Jess, but I think Jessica and I would both say
The blue neon, 100%. When David and I were in high school together, he had a blue neon and he was sitting outside school, and one of our friends,
another person that we're friends with, actually ran over my car while I was in it.
and smashed, like just for no reason, smashed the front of his blue neon.
Everybody in the school saw, and thank God nobody was hurt, so it made it somewhat fun to think about 25 years later. But yeah, that's probably the funniest moment.
I tell that story all the 100% David said the blue neon.
The funniest moment working with Jessica Baker.
Well, Justin thinks I'm really funny, and it's always good to be around someone who thinks you're really funny.
Okay, there's two. Quick one was at Club Sienna that we did at the Avenue. When we walked in there, her energy was just like, Justin, it's happening.
Because we're just starting to work more together, I say this thing, I go, it's all happening, and he loves that.
And has been our ongoing theme for 2024 and 2025. And then she definitely followed suit that with Club Molly at the Symes, and she, again, the same thing. If you look back at the video, literally, pull it up right now. You see right here, Justin, it's happening.
Is it funny? It's become funny because I say it all the time, but it's somewhere in whatever you asked him, he talked about it's all happening because he loves me.
And that kind of sets the tone of it's happening. It's happening in real time.
What's your biggest pet peeve about Jess?
My biggest pet peeve.
Love Jess, but
She gets mad at me if I don't get back to her immediately.
So sometimes Jess will tell you information like that you already know multiple times.
she'll come and say something to us and we're like, Jess, we already knew that.
She'll be like, oh, don't forget, like, you know, the horror is happening right after the intro. I'm like, yeah, Jess.
She doesn't need to tell us again when she just told us 5 minutes ago.
But it comes from, again, a place of love. She wants to make sure things are perfect, not for her, but for the client.
I love it because she's ahead of the game and she's doing what a job of a planner is. So it makes sense and I love her, so it's fine.
Pet peeve? Maybe not. More, it's endearing. It's an endearing, horrible quality about Jess.
But Jess is always like, did you get my text? But she also has my back when all my clients are like, where's Matt? She's like, he'll get back to you soon. So
She's a bit of a psychopath in the best and worst way.
Overthinking the attention to detail that she has.
She'll be so worried about the smallest details on these events, and I'm like, it's gonna be fine, don't worry. And she's like, no, you don't understand, it has to go like this, and this is how it is, and da-da-da-da-da.
How amazing something is, and then how we can make it even better.
And she'll overthink everything, but the result of that is a flawless party. For the client, it's probably the best thing you can have going on behind the scenes.
My biggest pet peeve is that she,
Michele was probably like, pet peeve? I don't know.
oh my God, I don't even know. What's my biggest pet peeve?
She doesn't like, there's no way. There's like, I can't think of one.
You can be rude too, like you can be mean, you can, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to think what my biggest, like, I don't really have a pet peeve with her. Oh my God, I don't know. I have to think about this one for a second. My biggest pet peeve.
There's no way that Michele was able to give you any pet peeve because she is completely incapable of being mean and really talking about what she actually, there's no way.
Oh my God, Nick, I don't even think I have one.
There's no way she said a pet peeve, but I bet you when the camera turned off, she had 50 million, but she would never tell you because she's incapable of saying anything mean.
My biggest pet peeve would be how confident she is. And you can see because she puts herself in these family portraits.
So my biggest pet peeve is when I set up the room and everything looks amazing. The clients are taking a picture and then she jumps in the shot and she kills it.
She's so confident that they love her. And I know that they do, Jessica. But your confidence is my biggest pet peeve because I'm like, I need more confidence like that in my life.
That's my biggest pet peeve.
Jessica Baker, JBC, the one and only.
So choose Jess if you want a great party, you want hands-on experience, you want someone who will tell it like it is.
If you want top-notch support, help from start to finish, Jessica's your person.
She knows what's up. There's nothing else to say. She knows what she's doing, and so I would never tell somebody else to go a different direction.
it's been fantastic working with Jess. It will be fantastic working with her in the future.
It's been a few years and I love her to death and she's one of my dearest friends.
That's it. It's just all about a good vibe, and that's the most important thing, I think, create that good vibe and those memories.
She develops a relationship with her clients, and I think that if you're looking for someone who you want to bring into a part of your family, because these moments and these events and these days are so important to you, Jess is a great option for that.
She was amazing, and I can't wait to figure out what I'm gonna hire her for next.
If I was to stop working today and Jess called me to shoot a bar mitzvah, I would say yes. I love working with Jess. I love her energy. I love her chaoticness.
She's really nice and welcoming and warm and friendly, and so she makes it comfortable for all the vendors that are there, and being comfortable makes our job that much easier.
There's nothing about Jess that I don't love. Jess Baker Creative for the win.
That's it.
Thank you.
Amazing. That's a wrap.
That's it. To you, to you. Thank you.